Hey everyone, welcome back to Discover and Learn. Speaking English fluently and confidently doesn't only mean that we can speak fluent English with confidence. It also means the message has to be very clear. The communication which you are doing has to be very clear and effective, which is very important. The first thing which helps us in being a better communicator is how clear and how effective we are in our speech or in our communication, right? Or in our conversations. So that is why today in this session, I'm going to take up this very important topic of how we can be very clear and effective in our communication or in speaking English. If we are speaking very fluently, very confidently, but if we are not making any point, if people are not able to understand what we are trying to say, if they are confused, they just feel like, what? Why is she telling me? What is she saying? Right? If people have these questions in mind, which means you are not an effective communicator, you are not a very clear communicator. And that is where most of the people lag behind. So this is a very important tip or a very important thing to keep in mind while speaking in English or while communicating in English. Whether we are in office or our workplace, or we are speaking to a client, or we are speaking to our kids, our parents, our relatives, our friends, our colleagues, or anybody and everybody. We speak to every single person every day, right? We speak in office, we speak at our workplace, at home, school, college, anywhere and everywhere, wherever we go, we speak to people. So whoever we are speaking to, we need to be very sure that whatever we are speaking, people are able to understand things very clearly. That is the best way of communicating. You have to be very effective and clear in your communication. You have to put your point across in a very clear and effective way. So today I'm going to take up this topic and I'm going to help you how you can be clear and effective in your speech or in your communication or your English speaking. On that note, guys, welcome back to my channel. I am your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, quickly subscribe my channel, like and share my videos. Do write your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to press the notification icon so that you get all my videos on time, free of cost, and access to all the amazing content on this channel. What you have to do is stay connected, stay tuned, and watch my entire video to master this skill. Now let's get started with today's session. Now, there's a very interesting way of making a communication very clear or having a clear conversation with people, and it is called TIP. T-I-P. Now, it's not a general tip which we generally speak about tips and tricks. It has its own meaning. So, T here means topic. Whenever we are having a conversation, we do speak on certain topics, right? Whether it is of shopping or going out or a vacation or any incident, anything. I mean, there is some topic on which we speak about, right? Whether it is our workplace or at home or anywhere else, we do speak on a particular topic. But what if that topic is not very clear? And when we are in the middle of that conversation and we are just thinking that, what am I doing here? Or why is he discussing this with me? Right? We get these kind of thoughts many a times in the middle of a conversation. Why me? Why am here? What am I doing here? Doesn't make sense to me. Right? So that is why the person who is speaking or having a conversation should be very clear on what topic he or she is speaking or what he or she is trying to convey, right? And you should also know about it. For example, if somebody comes and asks me, let's go. I will be, let's go where? And then the person left and wants me to come along. I must be wondering why, where, and why should I go? Where should I go? So the topic was not very clear to me. If that person would have said, come on, let's go for shopping, or come on, let's go for a walk, it would have made things very clear to me. Okay, so the person wants to go for shopping with me or wants to go for a walk with me. Okay, so this is what the topic means. For example, if in office, your boss tells you to cancel that meeting or postpone some meeting. Okay, postpone a meeting. And you immediately go back and you postpone some meetings, and then your boss calls you. And when you pick up the phone and he's very angry on you and he said, why did you cancel this meeting? Or why did you postpone this meeting? And then when you look at the meeting and you understand that, okay, he was talking about one-to-one meeting. He wanted to postpone our one-to-one meeting, not that meeting which we had with the client. Right? This is what the topic is about. So we all can mess up. This is what the power of clear communication is. So the boss would have said, if the time the boss would have said that, just postpone this meeting, this first thing I should have asked him, or the person should have asked the boss, was, which meeting are you referring to? Or the boss would have said, can you please postpone our one-to-one meeting? Would have made things very clear. Okay, this is what the effect of clear communication is. If you're clearly mentioning the topic regarding which you are talking about, the subject which you are talking about, it will make things much, much, much easier for all of us at the workplace, at home, or anywhere else when we are having a conversation with people. Right? Don't you think so? Yes. So next time when we are speaking to people, our colleagues or friends or family or our kids or anybody else, we need to make sure we need to be very clear about the subject on which we are talking. So we need to tell that first. Okay, let's plan for lunch this weekend. Okay, it's not let's plan for a lunch. Okay, this weekend. Right? Or let's go out for a movie this weekend. Or let's go out for a movie tonight, right? Let's make something special today. Okay, or something continental today, or some Chinese today. So the things are very clear, like what we are talking about. So the subject or the topic has to be very clear so that there's no confusion or we don't mess up with things. It's like I'm thinking something else and the other person also starts thinking something about some other thing. So it should not be like that. We should all be on the same page and we should start thinking on the same lines. So that is why topic or subject is very important, and we have to make it very clear on what topic or on what subject we are talking about. Okay, so this is the first thing we need to take care of. The second one is I. Now what is I in this? I means the intent. Okay, what is the intent of this conversation, of this communication, right? If I am talking about something to someone, the person should not feel, why is she talking to me about it? What have I done, or what did I do? Right? This should not be the case. We have to be very clear why we are speaking to someone on that topic. Okay, if a kid has done something wrong at school or at the park or anywhere else, we need to talk to our kids and we need to make it very clear. See, this is what you have done. So that is why I'm speaking to you about it. Okay, this is how you have to make your intent very clear so that we all are on the same page. We know why we are being told this or why somebody is telling me this. Okay, if I have messed up with some emails or with a client or anything else, so if my boss calls me and he communicates me about the same, he should be very clear about it. So he should be very clear about it that last meeting, the client was not very happy about the conversation which we had and this is what happened. So what should we do to correct it, or how we should go ahead with things with a client. So we have to make the intent very clear. Why we are speaking to somebody on some particular topic or some particular thing or regarding a particular thing, so that the person should not think, why me? Why this piece of information is being given to me or is being provided to me. So the person should have clue why it is spoken to him or her. Okay, so the intent or this why should be very clear while we are having a conversation with people, with anyone. Okay, we speak about a lot of incidences, we speak about a lot of things which has happened worldwide, right? We hear some stories and we keep on telling them to others when we feel like the person should also know about this. So we need to tell them, like, I have heard the story and I found it very interesting and I wanted to convey this to you as well, so that you also get to know what is happening in the world, or anything else, whatever the story is about. So you have to clear your intent. You have to just say that before telling the story or before giving the incident or before making your point. Okay, so this is how things should be. You have to be very clear on the topic or subject of your communication, and you have to be very clear on what is your intent of giving this information to others, right? So it is different at workplace, it is different at home, it is different while we are at a public place. Okay, so everywhere things are very different. When we go shopping, we don't directly go at the counter and say, what is the price of this dress? We have to show the dress. We have to see that this one, I want to know the price of this dress. We don't just go randomly and say, what is the price of this dress? And we are showing it somewhere else. We can't do that, right? So that is what it is. Our intent should be very clear. We should show that dress and we have to ask that, what is the price of this dress? Or what if this dress is on sale or whatever, or what if there's any other size in this dress? We can't directly go at the counter and say, I want the dress in a medium size, right? You have to check whether it is there or not first, and then you can buy that. So that is what it is about. So your intention has to be very clear. The other person also understands what is being said to him or her, or why it has been said to him or her. Okay, so make sure next time you're speaking about something to any of your colleague or friends or your kids or your family members or anybody else, you should make your intent very clear, which will help everybody to understand your point very well. Okay. Now the last one is P. P refers to point here. Now the point means the point which we are making, the idea which we are putting across, the things we are conveying to people, which is very essential part of our communication. You know that, right? Every now and then I speak about how you can keep your point across, how you can convey your ideas across to people. So this is very important. Every communication has a point, right, which you want to convey to people. That has to be very clear. If the point is not clear, your communication will collapse. People will not understand. They will not feel like talking to you or listening to you. They will just stop listening to you. Okay, so that is why your point or your idea should be very clear while you're communicating to people or you're having a conversation with people. So, for example, if suddenly you have to cancel a plan or something, so if you're calling your friend and just conveying this message that you want to cancel this plan, immediately the first sentence should be, see, I'm here, I'm calling you just because I wanted to convey that we have to cancel the weekend plan because of so and so reason, whatever. Okay, you should not beat around the bush. If there is some bad news or some, negative news which we have to convey, what we do is we don't directly say that. It is our human nature. We don't directly say that. We just beat around the bush. See, I'm so busy, I'm not getting time only. I don't know what I'm going to do at the weekend or how I'm going to take out time for the weekend for our plans. So don't say all these things. You just directly say that I don't have time, or, I think we won't be able to go ahead with a weekend plan because of such and such reason, because of probably I don't have time, or I have a lot of other things to do during the weekend, which I have not been able to manage. Okay, so don't beat around the bush. Don't give excuses first. Start with the main point that you want to cancel the weekend plan, and why you can just say, and you can include this why you are canceling the plan, and you can give reasons why you want to do that. Okay, now during appraisal, many companies don't give appraisals also because they have not earned profit, and there are many reasons. So the clear communication should be, there is a town hall, if the CEO or any other director, or if somebody else is addressing the employees, he or she should be very clear about it. See, this year we are not going to give any raise or any appraisals because of such and such reason. So here when you're talking, the point is very clear. We all know, okay, we are talking about that there is not going to be any appraisal this year. And why? Of course, he is going to give you the reasons, and there is a lot of scope that you can just discuss on the floor during the town hall or during that meeting. Okay, so if the director comes and just beat around the bush and starts saying that, we have not earned profit this year, we are going on a loss, I don't know what to do, we are not hiring this year, we have to work very hard so that we can, make it up for the next year. So instead of saying all these things, right, statements, if the person directly says that this year we are not going to give any appraisal or raise because of such and such reasons, and then he can put forward his thoughts, it will be much easier for everybody to understand what he or she is trying to convey, right? And people will not come up with their own stories also, right? Everybody will have something or the other in their minds, which will cause confusion, and there will be no clarity as well. And people will start gossiping as well. Like, what is happening? What was he trying to say or she trying to say? Lots of rumors and gossips will start making the rounds. So that is why, to avoid all these things, our point should be very clear. We need to put our point across in a very clear way. Whatever it is, this is what it is. And then you can give hundreds excuses, 100 reasons. That is a different story, right? So these three things are very essential. Topic or subject has to be very clear. The intent why you are saying this to the other person has to be very clear. And the point you are making across should be very clear. You should not mess it up. You should not beat around the bush. You should not come up with a puzzle around it. Okay, to avoid confusion and commotion. Okay, so if you follow these 3 points, if you keep these 3 points in mind, this TIP in mind, your communication will be very clear, your speech will be very clear, and people will understand you better, and they will be interested in speaking to you. So whichever language you are speaking, wherever you are speaking, at a workplace or at home or any other, at public places, your communication will be very clear, your English speaking will be very clear, your conversations will be very clear, your speeches will be very clear, and people will be able to understand you well and in a better way. Okay, and in this way your speech will be also effective. Okay, so guys, I'm sure this session would help you to make your speech clear and effective while you're having a conversation at your workplace or home or any public space. So keep this in mind and you'll see the difference. So that's it for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep speaking, keep watching, and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye and take care.